I owed you guys an update. Sorry about the delay in videos. So a few things have happened since the last one. Basically finished up all the wiring on the truck and installed all the rest of the lights. You can see. So this was from Coverlay brand. The deal that I found online was I think Car ID, and they had these headlights which were pretty rad because these are the larger diameter for specifically, well, I think 81 and 82. Since this is an 81, it takes the larger headlights because it only came with two instead of like the 4-way, which are I think 4x6 lights. These are larger than that, 6x7 or something. I'm sure someone could correct me in the comments. They require, you know, running some additional power and ground so you can turn on the little LEDs that go along each side separately from the headlights. So I just hooked those up to the parking light wiring and tried to keep it nice and clean, and then fed everything that goes to the other side up through the radiator support and across. Then the main harness, of course, comes in, or comes out of the fuse panel, follows along, and then is brought over here and split for the LEDs, high and low beam, and then tied those in to feed over to the other passenger side headlight, and then ran this for the side marker in the fender. Again, as they call this up north, hockey tape. I get it from Amazon pretty cheap. I think 2 rolls for like $8. Since the last we spoke, I'm not sure if I covered that. I did. Of course, I got the shroud. Also an eBay item, nice piece. I was very happy with the price, and used the Flex-a-lite Cyclone fan. It's a 16-inch. I think it's roughly 2,500 CFM. And then this is the painless wiring relay kit. One of the last wiring bits we did, you may have seen this. This is the GPS receiver for the speedometer. So I'll have that fastened, you know, probably right here along the dash, so it's close to the windshield, so it doesn't have any problem picking up reception, which is great running a GPS speedo. I had that in the a previous video, which I can put right here, that we showed kind of the cost difference of buying the auto meters sending unit for that digital dash versus one that I found on eBay that worked. So awesome. Saved me $150, I think, or more, 170. So quite a bit of money in a project like this. I had done the dash a while back, and that's the TMI dark brown material. And to also save a little money, when I ordered this steering wheel, a Forever Shark product, I ordered it in black, black vinyl, and then a black center, and then covered the black vinyl with the TMI dark brown material that I ordered from LMC Truck. So that'll all tie together and keep that. The seat will also be recovered in that dark brown material, and we'll put some accents on the door panels once we get to that point. But for now, the interior, once I get the windshield done, I can permanently mount the dash and the rest of this stuff. I'll leave the interior like it is for a while until it comes time for door panels. Yesterday, I finished up some more sheet metal work, doing body work on these fenders. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you right now, I put this on my Instagram. Body men are underpaid. That kind of work all day long, exhausting. And if you don't have the right tools, it just makes that work 10 times worse. So the finished product, again, these are just what I considered like first prime or rough in as far as the body work goes. You can still see it. I mean, they're obviously not perfect. but they need to get to this point before someone could maybe finish block, final prime, sand and paint. But at this level or at this point, they won't rust. And they look pretty cool. So if I decide to go with a wrap, which I probably will, if I don't sell the truck as it is in black primer, I can just wrap it right over these the way they are. Lastly, we're going to do a little education on the Sniper EFI system. So, as you guys may or may not know, it's basically a four barrel throttle body. It flows about 800 CFM. Now, the issue I have with this, and apparently everyone else does too, is as soon as you barely touch the throttle, it tries to run away. Like, it increases RPM very rapidly, to the point where if you push too much throttle, this thing will just fall on its face. It loads up or bogs down. The issue is, if you watch how the primaries and secondaries are made together, there's no delay. So the primary throttle blades are the ones in the front, and these are the secondaries in the rear. As soon as I make a turn, all of them open, right? So when you're opening up all 800 CFM just off idle, it makes a very touchy throttle. So what we do is we replace that linkage right here. So a friend of mine told me about it, which I just hadn't bothered to do the research. And Holly actually makes a part. But this little guy right here is what we're going to have to replace. And it is tiny if you look at it compared to my finger. Now, this is a card that came with it. I ordered mine actually on Amazon and received it the next day. It was Prime eligible. So the other company, I've seen it not available yet, etc. So that's what we'll do. So I thought I'd give you guys a little better shot of that actually working. You see where this is the factory linkage and how it's hooked up into the third hole there. And then everything moves instantaneously. Now, I've went ahead and removed the clip and the washer. Set that there so we can drop it into that area. Now this one just goes in here. Throttle cable, get out of my way, sorry about that. And we'll go in the very top hole of the front linkage. Now, we'll just hold it in there temporarily so you can watch this operate and see the front rotates 40% before it begins to open the rear blades. So you get 40% before you begin to open the secondaries. But if you're making in that 500 horsepower range, you're going to want to probably leave this alone. First of all, because you can handle having all 800 CFM dumped at once and no delay on the secondaries. But since we're in the 375 range, somewhere close to 4, it just overloads the engine. So having that delay allows you to build some RPM before you dump double the amount of air and fuel into it potentially. They say you're only losing 3% of wide open throttle volume when you install this linkage at wide open throttle, as I said. So 3% on a 400 horsepower less engine, not really measurable. But if you're in the 500 plus horsepower range, I can see how you want to milk every bit out of it. I would contest that you're not going to have this 4150 Holley Sniper setup if you're making over 500 horsepower anyway. But you know, I'm just one guy. So I hope you guys like that. Little update, not a big deal. Next time you see me, we'll probably have these fenders hung and start looking like a real truck. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, click like, and all that.